Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It's your Cape Crusader Cody, and we're keeping it geekly with our returning guest, Leslie Julien. We're here to break down Savage Wizard issue 1 and 2. I had the opportunity to read issue 1, and this thing was brutal. I love it. I love the artwork, the interiors, and it's also, I didn't know it was co-written with Doug Wood.
Yes, it was. Co-written with Doug Wood. Things have changed for number 2, but yeah, the first issue and kind of the genesis of the book are thanks to Doug for sure.
That is so cool. That is so awesome. Fellow Yeti brethren, so shout out to Doug. Also shout out to my cat. They've been making more of a grand appearance. Anytime it happens on stream, it's a good luck charm. So it's a good sign of things to come. Leslie, what have you been up to since the last time you've been on the show?
Since the last time, let's see, was I here for head cases last time? Or
yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, since then, that was Wizard 2. Pretty much have been working on that. Unfortunately, since the last time, Doug had to step away due to medical reasons. So I'm carrying the solo writing duties. And also Brian Flant, the interior artist for number 1, also had to step away. So 2 and the following issues are kind of all me and Nero Crane now, who's taking over the interior art, and he's doing an amazing job. I'm really loving what he's doing with number 2, and the stuff that we're cooking up has been a lot of fun.
So how did head cases end up coming along? What was the fulfillment like for you guys?
It was good. I mean, it took a while, but we got pretty much everything fulfilled. There's always, for some reason, you can never get 100%. Like I think we're at 97% still. It's like, hey, you want your book?
Surveys out.
Yeah, but you know, people got the books and they're happy about them. And you know, whenever I'm doing cons, like people just stop and see that cover, like, whoa, what's that about? So I love all the love that head cases gets. And number 2 is also currently in production. I'm thinking maybe a summer Kickstarter for that, most likely. Paolo is currently working on the cover, so I'm super excited to see what that's gonna be looking like.
Speaking of cover, the cover for issue 2 of Savage Wizard is brutal. I love how powerful it is. For anyone who's tuning in who might not be familiar with the series, can you give us a little bit about what it's about?
Yeah, Savage Wizard is a story about a barbarian, Renar, who is like the chief of his tribe. Pretty much through a really bad misunderstanding, you could say, his best friend, Skom, chops off his hand and leaves him for dead. And so that kind of starts the series of events that kind of makes Savage Wizard what it is. Okora, who's a wizard, finds him and kind of nurses him to life. And basically, she realizes through this long, fulfilling prophecy that she's seen coming that, hey, your best friend, he is going to bring about the end of everything. And so together, they have to team up to stop him. And unfortunately for Renar, that means learning magic, since he can't really hack and slash due to the lack of a sword.
I love just the layers there. You know, having your best friend be the bringer of the end. That has to be something that's hard and heavy hitting. With so much change happening with issue 2 in terms of the creative team, you know, what was some of the direction that you had to take? Was there anything new that you had to try or adapt with?
Yeah, a little bit. So when Doug had left, we had just started the script for issue 2. So once he was out of the picture and I was taking on the full writing responsibility, I had to kind of pick off like literally where we left off and kind of continue that. We did have an outline going, but I had to fill in those blank spaces and make the book what it is now. So pretty much, I mean, definitely keeping that same spirit from the first book. Like there's definitely, I would say, a good mix of both action and also some irreverent humor in there. And I want to keep that in number 2 as well. And I think I did achieve that. And Nero Crane's been having a lot of fun behind the scenes with the humor in this one. I'm really looking forward to people's reactions for some of the gags and the fun stuff that we have cooking.
And you said you had to change artists as well?
Mm-hmm.
So how has that been for you?
That was really scary. Actually, I was considering stopping the book, but Doug was like, no, you should keep going. And even Brian was kind of echoing the same thing. He unfortunately just had to step out for personal reasons. So after I stopped sulking and thinking I should quit writing the book, I hopped on Twitter and just kind of put out an open casting thing to see if people were interested in taking over the art duties, and Nero Crane was one of the people whose art like really jumped out at me, and we vibed, and I think we had a really similar vision. So I was very excited to have him take over for interiors, and he's been doing, like I said, an incredible job with what he's been cooking up.
It's awesome to hear. And once again, I had the chance to, check out a big chunk of issue 1, and I just loved how like raw it felt, like just how brutal it felt. What was some of the inspirations you drew from? I know there's the issue 1 was a co-created, but issue 2 is primarily you. I mean, so for issues 1 and 2, what was some of the inspirations, or maybe, some of the content that kind of inspired a little bit of it?
Yeah, so we definitely take a little bit from like some of the tropes of like the sword and sorcery genre. Like we're using some of that, but also I feel like you don't see too many books of that genre with like brown protagonists. So like that's really something I want to leave heavy to with these books, and I do enjoy kind of delving into that world and like just making it look different than you typically see in a sword and sorcery book. And in addition to that, we definitely really go into that manga feel in terms of like the action, especially when we're writing the book. So I think that's something that Brian understood, and that Nero Crane is also like really well versed in. And so just in general, like a lot of borrowing from that sword and sorcery feel stuff, but as well as Doug especially had a lot of wrestling influence in there, so that might be a little bit lost in the more recent issues, because I'm not as big as a wrestling head as Doug is, but I think you can definitely feel some of that DNA in the first book especially.
I love it so much. And we are currently crowdfunding on Kickstarter for issue 2. Yep. So what happens in issue 1? Where are we at in the story, and where are we going to be picking up with issue 2?
So number 2 starts like right where number 2 starts right where number 1 lets off. So spoilers, if people don't want spoilers, pretty much like I said, Renard gets left for dead, and he's healed by Okora, who goes with him to confront his best friend Skom. And like I said, spoilers, it's a little tough for them. They realize like in the current state, like Renard trying to wield a sword, like that's not gonna cut it. Like they get their asses handed to them. And so number 2 starts, basically they're regrouping, and they're like, okay, like in order to fight and be able to take him on, like you're gonna need to learn magic, and Renard is very resistant to that in the beginning. So you're gonna see the start of finally like the savage becoming the wizard, the savage wizard thing finally kicking off in number 2.
You said the name.
Yeah, I said the name.
And how many issues is this series aiming to be?
So currently it's plotted at 5. It's gonna be 5 or 6. I'm really trying to nail that down. I just wrapped up issue 4, so depending on what this next one looks like, it's gonna be either 5 or 6. But there's definitely a finite amount of pages. A finite amount of issues for this initial run anyway.
Well, speaking of pages, issue 1 was roughly about 40. How many how many pages would issue 2 be?
So initially, this issue was going to be 24 pages, but I said, you know what? Like the people need more blood and guts. So this is going to be 28 pages. Like I just added 4 more pages, and I think Nero Crane's really excited with the stuff I added. It's like really action heavy, and I think people are really going to enjoy the thing that I added in there. It's over the top, and I love it. So I'm really excited to see what Nero Crane's going to do with it.
That is awesome. Speaking of excited, we have Brent Fisher over on Twitter. Yes, Savage Wizard. Let's Cody. Yeah, very excited to get you back on the stream. Just so many cool projects that you've been a part of. So little time to chat about it, though. I feel like there's so much, and it seems like there was like 152 projects that launched on April Fools. It was almost like an April Fools joke in itself.
There's a lot of amazing, beautiful comics out there right now. They're making us all poor, but I love it. Yeah, there's a lot of awesome content out there right now.
So in terms of people who are going to like this, what would you compare it to? Like current comics or maybe video games or any type of, geek culture out there. What audience do you think is going to be, your demographic for this?
I mean, of course, you got your kind of barbarian. Like if you like something like that, you're gonna dig this. Headlopper is something we were also trying to not necessarily emulate, but that is something that I think that if you like head lobber, like might like something like Savage Wizard, and of course there's books like Barbaric. So yeah, I think there's definitely a good amount of books that kind of fall in a similar wheelhouse that I think folks would enjoy, and maybe, but hey, I should check out Savage Wizard too.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, let's go ahead, head over to the campaign showcase and check out Savage Wizard and see what all the hype is about. So get that added to screen. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I just started pre-launching or preloading the screen before the show. Usually I would have to, like, in the middle of everything, like, add it and everything. And 440 interviews later, I'm like, you know, I could actually have this just waiting in the backstage. Like, boom.
You live and you learn, right? You're every day you're getting better.
So we have Brent Fisher, so many projects launched today. Absolutely, so much fire. We gotta keep that flame stoking though, right? So we are looking at Savage Wizard issue 1 and 2, sword and sorcery action comedy. Whoa, what just happened there?
You went too far. Go back.
Oh.
There we go. Huh.
A disgraced barbarian is forced to learn magic with an unhinged wizard to stop his former brothers in arms from conquering the world. Currently at $1,261 of a $4,000 goal, 66 backers and 29 days left to go. Were you one of the projects that launched today?
No, so I kind of superseded that just a tiny bit. I launched on Friday.
Getting ahead of the Steam is always a good move though, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, there's, like I said, a lot of great stuff that I backed today. So I'm just happy to be a part of the current wave. But yeah, like, man, Kickstarter is full to the gills right now. I love it.
We have Brent Fisher. I just love how human the core concept of the story is. How can you not be vested or root for him? I think that is such an important part of storytelling that is hard to capture, right? Like coming up with a protagonist that has a good story that you just get so sucked into, that just kind of is the driving force of just your love for the character.
Yeah, I would definitely fall in love with writing the character. You know, like he starts in a really interesting place, and you see, like, you know, his transformation, his world opening. I think it's just been a lot of fun to write that.
I also love the design. This character definitely has been eating his protein. Definitely has been taking them protein shakes.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, and the first issue, there's a point where you see him like literally lifting an ox. So like, yeah, he's pretty stoked. He's pretty jacked.
And then right here is really interesting too. So this is where we have his hand coming back as part of his body.
Yes, so this is where the wizard part kicks in. This is where he becomes the Savage Wizard.
That is so cool. So does it work like a normal hand, or does you know, give us a little bit about this. This is a really interesting design.
Yeah, so basically it kind of functions like a normal hand, but like it's very limited physically. Like he could have like a really weak handshake. There's if you, I think, scroll down, there's like a panel where like he's it's up. I remember now. Kickstarter, he's like wielding a sword for a little bit, and it's like he can barely hold it because the hand is not really meant for physicality, but it's energy. It can harness that energy of magic way better than like the staff can. So like he can kind of bypass magical properties better than his teacher can. But obviously he's still a novice, so he doesn't quite understand how to use it yet. So he's trying to get to her level in a very short amount of time.
And I love too right here, like you see it missing in this scene when the book's getting shoved into his chest. Very, you know, it's awesome. Just like the attention to detail in these panels as well.
Yeah, Nero Crane is amazing. And like I said, I really love what he's been doing with the characters, and I just love his sense of understanding of like the humor and like picking up those small details. It's been really fun to work with them, and figuring out the hand thing, that was also like a lot of fun, figuring out what to do with the hand.
I love this in particular. There's a panel of guts from Berserk that I use as like my workout like inspiration, and this seems like this could be just the same exact thing, just like how ripped he is, like the hand, the look of like just being astounded by the hand, like did I just do that? And then we have some mini prints as well. So he wields one hell of a looking sword.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's a healthy looking sword right there.
Ooh, these are such gorgeous mini prints too.
Thank you.
So let's go ahead, check out the rewards. Everyone that is watching, check it out with us. Be sure to hit up these links. You are unable to back. There's 29 days left to go. Put this on Facebook and Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah,
share it. You
got enough time. Share it with your friends and family. Someone is going to love this. So you have the digital coming in hot off the press at $6. We have the physical coming in at 10, and I love the names, the witch and the barbarian tiers. Those are awesome.
Thank you.
You can get the catch-up digital bundle at 12, so that's issues 1 and 2. You get the mini print by Ice Ghost for $15. We have print A at 15 as well, B at 15, and then C.
Yep, and those all include the book, of course.
And then the catch-up physical bundle at 20, so 2 books for 20 bucks. Awesome price there. That first one is a whopping 40 pages as well, so some healthy reading. We have the combustible monkey variant.
And that's going to get revealed tomorrow.
Okay,
actually.
so that hasn't been revealed yet?
Yeah, to Roberto. No, so he's been, I like just hit him up about this actually. And so he's putting some finishing details on it. I'm super excited to share it with folks tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully they'll get some
print by
people
C.
to check it out
Larson as
also.
well.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have our good friend Ian over on YouTube stopping in and drop a yo in chat. Welcome
What
to
up,
the stream.
Ian?
I hope you're having a fantastic night. Helldivers 2, when? Let me know. We have the Savage physical bundle coming in at 40 bucks. So what's going to be a part of this bundle?
That one, I have to check my own stuff, is, let's see, I believe it is issues 1 and 2. It should have, was it head cases? I'm scrolling through right now in real time. Yep, head cases, Ghost Gauntlet, and then digital versions of head cases, Ghost Gauntlet. And keep going, make the page refreshed. Yeah, so basically it's the physical versions of Savage Wizard 1 and 2 and head cases and Ghost Gauntlet for this one. And then
I could have just looked a little bit right here where it says
good.
Previous work in physical.
Good.
I'll be honest, when I came back to interviewing, there was like 2 or 3 interviews where I couldn't find the rewards because Kickstarter, I might sound like a boomer. Back in my day,
no, I agree.
You could just scroll. And like,
now.
I'm like doing the interview. I'm like, where's your rewards at? I kept refreshing it. I'm like, I can't find it. And it's like they moved it to a tab, which I get for convenience sake, but there's just so much like the endless scrolling.
Yeah, just a lot more scrolling, I feel like now.
And then we have the Wizard digital bundle at 45. So digital bundles of the previous projects. We have the physical bundle at 60, and that right here will get you the Savage Wizard 1, 2, head cases 1, Ghost Gauntlet, and all 4 mini prints. So awesome bundle there. Get drawn into the book for $165. So what type of scene are we looking at? Is this going to be like a speaking part or background character? Like what could they look forward to?
Most likely a gruesome death. It's most likely what's going to happen. Probably going to be either a background barbarian or a barbarian getting impaled, most likely.
The bloodier, the better, right? We have our good friend Blaine over on YouTube sending love with the heart in chat. Thank you for joining us, Blaine. I hope you're having a fantastic night. Anyone who has any questions, feel free to drop them in chat. So that was the Kickstarter in its entirety. This interior's, these are gorgeous. So was it hard finding an artist that was similar to issue 1's interiors?
So I knew it was going to be hard to replicate Brian's style exactly, but I just wanted to work with someone who I knew was going to be consistent. And again, like I said, had like a mastery and understanding of like the flow and the action, even if it's their own style. Like, I mean, you're still going to appreciate, that difference in style. So once I saw Neo Crane stuff, and again, his stuff is definitely very manga inspired, and that's why I wanted to go for someone who kind of had that manga-ish action heavy art. And Neo Crane has that in spades, so I was really excited to work with him.
All right, love it. So for anyone who might be on the fence about backing this, with 29 days left to go, what would you like to say to them to kind of help push them over that hump?
I'd say if you're into action stories or just stories that have a lot of heart, some weird humor, then this is definitely a book I want to pick up. The first book is very bloody, and this book will be no exception. There's a lot of goblin murders. The first book was very orc murder heavy, and this one kind of switches to the goblins. But there's just a lot of fun, and Renard, like I said, slowly having to shift his priorities and his way of thinking as he's learning magic. So obviously there's a lot of blood and guts, but in the background, it's about kind of Renard shifting his mindset and having to work with Okora as they go on their misadventure.
I love that, and I think it's kind of humorous that this time around it's less orcs, and you have C. Larson doing a mini print, and they have a
she hated me for She's like, why are you killing all these orcs?
And then we have Ian. I really have to give your MC a hand. I gotta put that sound effect in there because the character's missing the hand.
Oh yeah. Slowing up tick.
So Leslie, you've been on the show before. You know the drill. For anyone out there looking to, I guess, improve their craft, improve their writing, maybe they're feeling a little stagnant and, you know, they're wanting to try something different. What would be your biggest piece of advice to help them achieve that?
One of my biggest pieces of advice I would say is consume more comics or more fiction in general, for sure. Just learn from the people you love and I mean, experience life, or I think is one of the best ways to make yourself a better writer in general. So yeah, read more, write more, and just live more. I know this is kind of cheesy,
live,
but
laugh, and love, live, laugh, something. I don't know.
all those things, and I think just that repetition and just constantly consuming the things will make you better. Obviously, you can't just do the reading. Like, you have to absorb this stuff, and also you have to go out there and pump out some stuff for your own as well.
Speaking of consume, I just watched the new Godzilla Kong. I won't spoil anything. My verdict is it's like banana bread, and I said I wouldn't elaborate, but I'll elaborate. Okay. Like, think of the dude, banana bread at work. Hell yeah, and that's the vibe I got watching the entire movie. It's like,
love it.
I was talking to someone, and it's like, if you want the crazy lore, you go for Minus, or you go for Shin. This is like, it feels like the Creed of Godzilla movies, like the dad perfect. Rock. You're perfect. Like chugging like a 6-pack in the garage, and you're just like, let's go. Like,
I see nothing but good stuff for this. I'm actually kind of pumped to check it out.
It was fun. I took my kids, and my oldest son was like talking to my other son. He's like, well, there's King Kong, there's Godzilla, and I'm just like, yes, they love Godzilla movies. I did it right.
They're in the golden age of Godzilla right now. It's beautiful. It's funny, one of the first comics I ever made as a kid, like, I think, like in my first or second grade, it was like a Godzilla versus King Kong, and now here we are, like 30-ish years later. It's finally a reality.
It's come full tide. What a beautiful moment. Speaking of that, ending the podcast on a strong note, what are you consuming? What video games are you playing? TV shows are you watching? Books that you're reading?
I finally finished Ted Lasso, because I'm always behind on all the things. And that's a great series. Really enjoyed it. And then today I was finally going to read Full Tilt, but I couldn't because of life and children. But Full Tilt is waiting to be consumed by me. I can't wait to jump into that book. Video games, I'm very, very, very slowly playing Horizon Zero Dawn West.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
Such a good game on the PS5 or PC.
It's probably going to take me another year to finish it. But yeah, I'm having a good time with it.
You on a PlayStation or PC?
PlayStation.
Yeah. I seen some friends playing on the PC version, and it's just like unreal. I didn't think the graphics could get much better, but it's like, yeah.
PC master.
Out of my budget anytime soon, though.
Yeah.
So with that being said, everyone watching, hope you all are having a fantastic night. Right here is the link to the Kickstarter of Savage Wizard issue 1 and 2. Please back this. If you're unable to back, put this on Facebook and Twitter. Word of mouth is 100% free. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're at 911. That is such an ominous number. Hit me up to 912. Tell a friend to do it. Let's get away from that. Please, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Hope you all are having a fantastic night. But most importantly, guys, keep it geekly.
Geekly.